Day 33 of my journey. I started traveling back into the past and seeing what those giant trees are all about. And I am seeing some crazy things in those flashbacks. I saw this one captain named Drummond who swears up and down that his men won't attack me if I say his name, but they attacked me anyway. The liar. What's going on there, everybody? Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or whenever you're watching this. My name is Azurblade, and welcome back to Dark Souls 2. Alright, before I go anywhere, I want to upgrade my armor. Let's upgrade my helmet to +5. Yeah! And how about my swords? Where is it? Thorns? Great sword. You know what? I got 25 of these. I think I can afford to upgrade this. Sure, let's do it. Yeah, +5.
I'll be around.
Thank you. Now let's see, how much damage does this thing do? It does 424. I think I'll try this out for a little bit. Not permanently, but just as a part-time thing, just to see how it works, because I'm kind of curious how it'll turn out. Let's go to our next destination, which is once again the Forest of Fallen Giants. Now there's 2 more giant trees that we want to go get, and the next one is over this way. Wow, I can actually use Sunlight Blade on this thing. I'm kind of surprised considering it already does lightning damage. Ow! That actually hurt. But yeah, this isn't going to be a permanent weapon. I'm just trying this out because I'm curious, like I said earlier. Plus, it still does halfway decent damage, so it's not all bad. Now let's just run past these Royal Knights, because the next giant tree is past the Pursuer's boss arena. Just head over this way and ignore all the enemies that are going to try and lop your head off. If you pardon the pun, considering what I'm running through right now. And hey, it's you. Okay, instead of talking to you and getting attacked by these jerks, I'm gonna take care of them first, because I'd rather not get interrupted. Let's see how much this does. It does an okay amount of damage, especially for a weapon of this size. What's up, dude?
Well, we meet again. What are you doing here? Who'd have thought we'd meet in a place like this? Fate just won't let us stay apart, will she? See, the old sword's caught your attention. Well, you've a good eye then. That has been in my family for generations. They say it is crafted with moonlight. And we all know what that means. It wards off evil. And I wouldn't trade her for all the riches in the world. It's said that no man has ever teased out the sword's true power, but in the right hands. I see you've taken a liking to the sword, but this is one sword, pal. I wouldn't be giving up. If you still insist on having it, then you will have to pry it from my cold hands. Have a great debt to you, and I'll never forget it. I, Ben Hart, swear by my honor to aid you in your darkest hour, so no problem, pal. Have a great day.
Okay, that's all your dialogue. It's good to see you again, Ben Hart. But our next destination is this here tree, so let's go in there and see what horrors await us today. Seriously, how does this process even work? Do I just become a mist person and go into the tree's memory or something? And how in the world did you beat me here, Ben Hart?
Oh, look at you, old friend. I see your travels way upon the yet. Just remember, I'm always ready to help. My homeland is in the Far East, a kingdom of honourable fighting men. And this sword, yeah, awaits a true man to wield it. I know how swords think, you see. My homeland is in the Far East, and this I know.
Alright, that's all your dialogue.
My homeland,
Now, this has been Heart's final resting place. He's not going to move from this spot. So, after this is done, you're going to want to summon him for one more fight. So, when you summon him for a third fight, come back to this giant memory and talk to him again, and you'll complete his quest line. Let's see how much this does. Not nearly as much as I would like. Get out of here, Hollow. Yeah, didn't like that very much, did ya? A fading soul. Wow, whoop-de friggin' do. Now, let's see what this Pharos Lockstone's got. Get in there. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Now let's attack. Excuse me. There we go. And you have a treasure chest. But it's not a mimic, so it's alright. Open sesame. Oh, it is a trap, though. Stupid poison treasure chests. Soul of a hero. Nice. Now let's see what this Pharos Lockstone will give me. The answer is... something. Did I miss it? Okay, it's not... Is it on the upper floor? I'm gonna say it's on the upper floor. Let's go upstairs and see what's up here. Maybe this is where the key door is. I don't know. And we got ourselves a lot of enemies up here. Okay, you know what? I saw another pathway to go. That place has a lot of enemies, so I'll be back there later. Let's go down here and go exploring on this other pathway that I saw.
Eventually.
I'm getting all turned around, and I don't like it. Oh, right. I think this is where I was talking about. Let's see. Yes, it is. There's enemies down here, too. So, yeah! Okay, that did, like, no damage. No! I don't think so. Go, Great Lightning Spear. Alright, he's down. Ow! That actually really freaking hurt. Have a Sunlight Spear. Ow! Get up, please. Thank you. Sunlight Spear, go. Man, I do so much damage. Let's take a sip of the old flask, and let's see. Where shall I go next? There's a soul of a great hero here. Nice. Now, what do we got here? Ironclad armor. Let's go up this here ladder and see what awaits us up here. Oh, we got some items. Soul of a Proud Knight. Nice. And we have more knights that are going to attack us, even though Drummond's like, they won't attack you if you say my name. Well, the problem is, we're a Dark Souls protagonist. We don't speak in these games. Alright, what do we got? Wilted Dusker. 3 of them. Nice. Now let's drop down here. I still took fall damage. That was barely a drop. Okay, that was a decent drop. Never mind. And the ash is thinning, which means I'm about to leave. So let's explore as much of this place as possible so I don't have to turn back around as much. Oh, this is the end right here, actually. Well, look at that. Well, since I got that Soul of a Giant, let's go back around and see what was on that other pathway. But my time's probably gonna run out before then, so let's see. Yeah, everything, yep, there it goes. Everything turned gray. Alright, now that I'm back here again, let's see what we've got over here. Let's help these guys out a little bit. But you don't get to... Okay, I'm gonna need you to stop... Did that actually hit me or not? I can't tell. I don't think I took damage from that, but my character also reacted like he did get hit there. That was really weird. Oh, he's dead. Well, good job, guys. Stop blocking! I said stop! Oh, that works. Oh, I love happy accidents like that. Okay. Now, stop blocking, dang it! Thank you. Now, what do we have over here? Get out of here, Hollow. You're not gonna guard my attacks today. Now, is there anything over here, or is it just soul items? Looks like it was just soul items. Did I really just waste my time for nothing? How about over here? Oh, hold on. There's an item over here. What's this? Soul of a brave warrior. I came back here for a single soul item. Whoop-de-friggin' do. Alright, now that I'm done with that, our next destination is the King's Ring door that we saw at the very beginning of the game. But I'm not going to go there just yet, because there is something else I want to show off. And it's not super important, but I'd still like to show it off nonetheless, because it's kind of a tradition to show this off in every Dark Souls game. It's a very important weapon. So let's go to where the Duke's Deer Freya is. And we're gonna burn a bonfire aesthetic, because this went so well for me last time, right? Alright, when you beat the Duke's Deer Freya on New Game Plus, you get the old Pale Drake's soul. And that's a very fun thing to have, but the thing I actually came here for is for this. Embrace the Great Soul. That's fun. What do you get for your trouble? I don't know. Okay, in all seriousness, let's go where I actually need to go. So, what you want to do is go in here. Because if you head over this way, well, this dude's back for one thing. So you get to kill him again, and get the Dark Quartz Ring +1 and a Fragrant Branch of Yore, which is very helpful. Oh yeah, I forgot! You had to reload the area, that's why this thing wasn't showing up. So just go over to this thing, and with your Ashen Mist Heart in hand, you can go into whatever this thing's memory is. And here is the Dragon Memories. Why it's here in the boss arena of the Duke's Deer Freya, I have no clue. I could not tell you. But this is the memory of the dragons. It's a pretty interesting looking place. Got a bunch of destroyed stumps in the background. Almost sounds like they're singing in the background. And you got this gigantic thing right here. That's a big boy dragon right here. But yeah, just go over to... It's somewhere around here. I'm trying to remember exactly where it is, because it's been a very long time since I've done this. But this place has always fascinated me, because it's just like, you don't really get to see what life was like for the dragons before all this happened. So we're getting to peer into what makes the dragons tick. It's quite fascinating. Now, did I run past the thing that I need to get? I think I did, like an absolute buffoon. Let's see, where is it? It's not here. I feel like this is really obvious and I'm just being an absolute idiot. Yeah, it's literally right there, you absolute buffoon. But what you got there is the Ancient Dragon Soul. Soul of the great ancient dragon that stands magnificently deep within the shrine. This powerful... Excuse you, mouse cursor, that was rude. This powerful being stands and waits for whoever may visit him. He is a dragon soul created by those who peered into the essence of the soul to acquire numerous souls or to create something of great worth. And that's what I'm going to do, so let's go to Miss right down the road and get what we need. Alright, now that I'm here again, let's trade some stuff. The first and most important thing is the Moonlight Greatsword for the old Pale Drake's sword. So before I trade this in, let's read up on this thing's lore. Soul of the Ineffable. This once magnificent soul continues to exert influence over the land, even after the eons have reduced it to these remnants. Yep. So let's get the Moonlight Greatsword. This blade of this greatsword shines like the brilliant rays of the moon. In the oldest legends, rarely spoken of today, it is said that the sword was born of a great white being. The strong attack unleashes its strength, launching a wave of moonlight. Thank you. My frickin' mouse cursor's being mean again. And you got spider silk, and more importantly, the curved dragon greatsword. This is the weapon I've been waiting to talk about. And now I finally got it. So, it is also a curved greatsword, like Murakumo. But this thing has a special feature. Its power attack sends 3 lines of air pressure down in front of you, kind of like a dragon's foot. It's a really cool weapon. And it is a weapon that I intend to get great use out of, because it starts off with a B scaling in strength and an S scaling in dexterity without even being upgraded. So let's upgrade this bad boy all the way to +4, because I don't have enough petrified dragon bones, because I upgraded the Thorn Greatsword like a dum-dum. And let's see, how much damage does this do? 352 plus 111, so that puts me at 463. And this is the Moonlight Greatsword, and it looks really cool. But I can't use the proper strong attack because I'm a dumbass and don't have the proper intelligence to wield it, so that's unfortunate. So let's go back to the one sword, the curved dragon greatsword. Now let's level up, because I want more attunement slots. Give me attunement. There we go. Attunement slots has been upgraded to 7. Now you're probably wondering why I'm upgrading this stat so much, and there's a reason for this. When you level up your attunement enough, it will give you more spells of whatever you're using. So for example, Sunlight Blade normally only has 1 use, but if you get to 50 attunement, then that use will double to 2. So you don't really have to equip a second spell, you can just have more attunement that way, so that's fun. Now to go back to Cardinal Tower and go to our next destination. And for this next part, we want the King's Ring equipped, so let's put this bad boy on. And the nice thing about this sword is that I can buff it with Sunlight Blade, which is very, very helpful. And it also does noticeably more damage than Murakumo, so this is an overall increase in damage across the board. And you can still greatsword parry with it too, which is nice. So let's open this here door, and I got invaded by Forlorn. That's just wonderful. Alright, Forlorn, bring it on. Let's see what you can do. Let's see. Not bad damage, honestly. Ow! How about this? Yeah, didn't like that very much, did ya? Now, let's see if you can... Nope, that was way too late. It was worth a try. Let's use Great Lightning Spear. Ooh, right in midair with that one. Ah, no. Missed the timing again. Okay, let's try again. Oh, nope, he was doing his run attack. Of all things. No! Oh, come on, let me dodge, please. Get out of here. But one thing to note about this thing's strong attack is that it also goes through weapon durability pretty badly, so make sure you have repair powder handy for this. Because as strong as this blade is, it is not a good idea to spam its strong attack. Okay, why are you just standing there guarding? Oh, I cannot get the timing down on that today. I don't know why. And now you're doing jump attacks. Okay, fine. Screw this. Where's my buckler's shield? There it is. Alright. What are you doing? You're behaving so weird. There we go. See, it's almost like parrying isn't that hard when I'm not constantly making it more difficult by trying to do it with a greatsword. Who would have thunk it? Get out of here, Forlorn. You're not even the person I was worried about here. You frickin' pest. So just rest at the bonfire because You guessed it! There's another invader! Where is he? Really? Are you not gonna invade me? Hello? Okay, I guess. I was really expecting there to be an invader there, but I guess I got lucky. Let's go into the final giant memory. And here we are. And immediately, you have Captain Drummond's summon sign, as well as Benhart's. So I'm gonna summon Benhart for this. I don't need Drummond's help. I'd like to get Benhart's help, though. Now, let's go through the fog wall. And don't immediately run, because that can happen. But just instead what you want to do is go over this way, because there's a couple things that are up here. Like this here item. Just get a bonfire aesthetic, and what you want to do is just make sure that statue doesn't hit you. That still hit me. Okay. But yeah, this is the final giant memory, and it's also the most treacherous, so do be careful. Large Titanite shard. That's what I like to see. Let's go get him, Benhart. And there's the giant over there. We're already pretty much at the end of this place, and we got ourselves a boss fight against the Giant Lord. Now, something interesting about this boss fight is that this is actually the last giant you fought at the very beginning of the game. So what's being implied here is that you travel back in time and kick this guy's ass, and then when you meet him again in the present with no memory of who he is, because you hadn't technically seen him up until that point, you're fighting him again when he's in his weakened state. But ironically enough, despite him being all equipped here, the Giant Lord is not that difficult. He's pretty much the same as he was at the beginning of the game, except he has a lot more HP and he has a giant sword. Honestly, this is probably one of the lamest fights in the endgame. And as always, he is super weak to lightning. Ow! Okay, that actually hurt pretty bad. Let's knock him out. Goodbye, Giant Lord. Victory has been achieved. And you get the Giant's Kinship and the Giant Lord's Soul. Nice. And over here is a fire seed, so pyromancers, there you go. Free upgrade material. And this is an old Radiant Life gem. And that's pretty much it for the giant memories. Now, one thing to note is that bonfire just outside this tree can be hit with a bonfire aesthetic. So you can fight this guy over and over and over again and get a bunch of souls. And it's actually a very popular method for leveling up in this game, because this bonfire aesthetic will only affect this area over here. So yeah, if you need some souls, this is the way to go. With that being said, let's go back to Majula and level up. Alright, Emmy. I got more souls. I need more attunement. Thank you. 42. My casting speed's 105 now. Once I get to 50, I'll stop leveling up attunement. I just want 50 because I'll get another spell slot, and I'll be able to cast more spells. Speaking of souls, let's pop all these items. Alright. Now I got a bunch of souls once more, so let's get even more attunement. That'll get me up to 44. I'm almost at 50. Now, you've taken care of all that stuff, and you're probably wondering what all these giant souls are for. Well, the answer to that question is, each one of these giant souls weakens Vendrick in the Undead Crypt, making him a lot easier to fight. With that being said, I'm not going to fight him just yet, but I do want to go over there because there is something of note that you need to do over there at some point. So let's go over there next. And here we are back here again. The thing that you want to do is go over to his gear and use your Ashen Mist Heart to travel back to the past. And now you're in the memory of the king. And you can talk to the king himself. Man, he's huge. I can only imagine how insane you were back when you had your wits about you.
Seeker of fire, coveter of the throne, I am Vendrick, ruler of Drangleic. As flame rises, so does it fade. Such is the way of things. Do you intend to link the fire? Then you must first take the throne, prove your worth, find the ancient crowns, seek adversity, and they will be yours, and your wishes granted. And your wishes granted.
And that's all he's got to say. So we got to seek the 3 crowns and adversity. All right. Good to know. And if you go up here, you can actually see Velstadt guarding him, which is a very nice attention to detail. So with that being said, next time on Dark Souls 2, we're going to put the king out of his misery, and then we're going to seek the adversity that he warned us of. See you guys next time. Take care, everyone.